Hi everybody, this is Lee Jackson and this is our continuing video series on buying insurance, or if you have insurance, understanding what you have. So this is on PPO plans, and this covers group and individual. So number one, PPO plans stand for Preferred Provider Organization. And what does that mean? Here's what it means: a network. The insurance company makes a deal with the provider, whether it's a doctor, a hospital, a lab, whatever, to charge you less. So they pay less, you pay less. That's how PPO plans work. Now you can go outside of your network, but be prepared. The insurance company has a deal with people in the network, so what do they want to go out of the network for? Well, they don't. So what they do is they limit what they're going to pay when you go outside of the network with higher deductibles and customary and usual charges and so on and so on. So the real answer is do so at your own risk. You really should pick a plan that has a lot of providers that you can utilize so that you don't have to go out of your network. And by the way, it's very important to always ask, are you in my network? Do you take this kind of insurance? Okay, next up is doctor visits. With PPO plans, they limit the amount of doctor visits you can have. There are some that are unlimited, but those get very expensive. Sometimes your doctor visits go against your deductible. Sometimes they give you a copay with a limited amount of doctor visits. So let's say, for example, I get 4 doctor visits a year for $40. Well, every time I go to the doctor, unless it's preventative, I pay $40. What happens on my 5th and 6th visits? Well, the answer is it's your nickel. You're going to pay it, but if you're in network, you're going to pay a lot less than you would if you're out of network. So you pay that up to your out-of-pocket maximum. And what the out-of-pocket maximum we'll discuss in a little bit. So the next thing is medicine. Medicine, you have brand and generic. Some plans cover only generic for a copay with no deductible, and some plans cover meds that are brand. And when you have brand, that means you're going to have a deductible of whatever it is. It could be $500, could be $7,000, could be a lot of money. So that's something to keep in mind, is what is our deductible for medicine going to be? Now, what about pregnancy? Pregnancy now, as of July 2012, has been added on every single plan in California. So you have nothing to worry about. You just have to understand how your plan works and how does pregnancy fit into it. And I can help you with that if you have questions, because some of the plans that were grandfathered in aren't really the best for pregnancy simply because they don't give you a lot of benefits that would help you. Now, what's the difference of inpatient and outpatient hospital? Well, inpatient means I'm staying in the hospital overnight. I'm going to have a bed, they're going to do something, I'm going to be in there more than a day. Outpatient usually means you go to an outpatient facility, they do a procedure on you, and out you go. And these are significant because a lot of plans pay differently whether it's inpatient or outpatient. Both of them usually are subject to a deductible. And that means if I go, God forbid, let's say I'm in the hospital for a major illness, I'm going to have a deductible that I'm responsible for, and then the insurance company is going to pay a percentage of my bill, and I'm going to pay a percentage. Usually my percentage is 20, 30, 40, 50%. Depends on the plan, depends on what kind of coverage you have. When you leave, you have outside tests and so on, you have physical therapy and all that. Usually after you've hit your deductible, all of that is covered for a percentage. Now, preventative medicine and preventative hospital doctor visits and so on are usually free. So I can go once a year for a checkup with blood and x-rays. If you're a gal, you can go to Pap and mammogram for free. And I also get colonoscopy coverage if I'm over 50 years old. These are new benefits. So these are free and they don't count against your doctor visit. So you got to keep that in mind. What is our out-of-pocket maximum? That's kind of important. Out-of-pocket maximum means if I'm in the hospital, God forbid, with a major illness, and I have my deductible and I've satisfied it, now I've paid my percentage, and my bill keeps going up, where do I stop paying? Where does the insurance company pick up the tab from that point forward? And those are different on every single plan, and you need to know what they are, because once you hit them, you don't owe any more money for the rest of that calendar year. The insurance company should pick up the rest of the tab. Depending on, you got to be in network again, they should pick up the rest of the tab. Now let's talk about pre-existing conditions. On individual coverage, they can deny you, they can raise your price. On group they can't, but there's a 6-month waiting period even if you get approved on PPO plans for anything pre-existing. I get this a lot. What does that mean? Okay, well, I go to the doctor, I just got insurance and my leg is hurting me. Well, the doctor looks at it and says, well, you've had something wrong with your leg for a year. Well, if I had continuous coverage before I switched, no problem. If I didn't have coverage, I'm just getting it, there's a 6-month waiting period for pre-existing conditions. So that means I'm going to have to wait 6 months. I'll have to pay it myself for 6 months. Once the 6 months is up, it doesn't matter, they'll cover it. Now, if something happens today, you're covered, no problem. But if the insurance company thinks that it's something that was happening before you got coverage, there is a 6-month period for waiting. Now, what about referrals and approvals? Some plans there are no referrals for PPO. You can go anywhere you want. Some plans, yeah, there are kind of. A lot of plans want to have approvals when you go in the hospital, unless it's an emergency. So if I'm planning surgery, a lot of times the insurance companies want you to put them in the loop so that they can approve everything. And it's good for you too, because it helps you make sure that everybody in that loop is going to be in your network and save you a lot of money. So this is how PPO plans work in California. You also need to find out what is before my deductible, what benefits do I get? Do I get emergency room? Do I get urgent care? Do I get doctor visits, medicine? Or is it after my deductible? So that's pretty important. So thank you for watching. My name's Lee Jackson. If you have any questions at all, please do give me a call. I'm at 310-756-5976. I don't charge for my service. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have. And again, 310-756-5976. This is Lee Jackson signing off, and please keep your eyes open for the rest of our video series. They're informative and they're there to help. Bye-bye now.